There is an alleged Crybaby Bridge in Columbus, Georgia. The story goes that some children died tragically around the bridge. Accounts vary as to whether their death was accidental or intentional, and at night, their cries can be heard and a woman can be seen walking along the edge of the woods. Other phenomena reported include footsteps and the feeling of an evil presence. Supposedly, if you turn your car off and pour baby powder along your hood and roof, you can see child handprints start to appear. This story is actually a fairly common ghost story in many towns. The nearest one, located at Spade Productions, is actually in our hometown of Calhoun, Georgia. See, the version we're examining today involves Mount Olive Baptist Church. Many years ago, the church caught fire, and with little hope of rescue on the way, an attendee grabbed her baby and headed towards the nearest water source to soothe the burns. This being Covington Bridge. She made it, and in a blind panic drowned her child. Once she realized what she had done, she threw herself off the bridge to commit suicide.
We were here on location at Baby Bridge, which is where the story tragically ends. The woman in a blind panic threw herself and her child into the water below to soothe the flames.
This bridge is what locals call Baby Bridge, which is roughly 2 to 3 miles from the actual church that we believe is where the fire would have started. A woman between 27 and 31 should be able to run a mile in about 8 minutes and 39 seconds, which would put her running here roughly 16 to 17 minutes, carrying a baby on fire. Not very likely.
If you ask the locals, they will all tell you some version of this story and warn you, don't go to Covington Bridge, and definitely don't say, "I've got your baby," for the woman's curse will befall you. However, the teenagers of Calhoun will make a game out of it. If one travels to this bridge, turns off his car, and places his keys on the hood, he will see a woman with a baby carriage strolling across the bridge. The woman will then turn towards him and cast a very stern look. A few have even heard babies screaming near the bridge. We decided to tempt fate and follow the rules of Baby Bridge, hoping to make a ghost appear. We pour powder on the car and put our keys on the hood, and we wait 5 minutes.
Can't see nothing. That's fine. Put my keys right here in the hood. Alright. People are still passing by. Did you get the baby powder? I got it right here.
With nothing happening, we consider the story debunked. Although we have another theory. There is another bridge, one you wouldn't see every day.
Right here is the remains of an old bridge. This is a lot closer to the church in which the fire might have happened. It would have been a shorter distance for the woman to run with her child. It's not very deep, so possibly she didn't die from the flames. She could have died from diving in, hitting her head on the rocks beneath. But we believe that this here is the true site of Baby Bridge.
With this newfound knowledge, we decide to retry the experiment at this new location.
gonna spook the fuck out. This spot is definitely more creepy than the other spot, and I definitely feel more like if something's gonna happen. It's gonna happen right here. I'm so ready to go right now. I'm that freaked out.
While nothing actually happened on the second bridge, we both agreed that the area had an eerie presence. The 5 minutes couldn't come soon enough. After researching many crybaby bridges throughout the world, it's obvious that this particular story is more folklore than factual. I believe that all of this stems from our ancestral fear of the dark and the unknown, when we were Neanderthals and had to worry about sleeping through the night, when our campfires turned to embers, and the shadows among the trees warped and twisted themselves into predators from the jungle. An old, lonely bridge in the country can be a sinister place under such circumstances, from mobsters who used to use cement shoes to drown their enemies and victims, to the trolls who make a living scaring goats under bridges. It's our own natural inclination to fear the unknown.